Hi there you all. Yeah, just going live, and today I'm going to be doing a couple of cooking live streams. I'm going to make a lemon and orange marmalade. I've got a few oranges here. I was able to buy the oranges cheap. They were only $50, 50 cents I should say, a pound. So I've got a couple of pounds of those, although I won't put all of those in my marmalade. And one of my neighbours had a heap of lemons, so I've got a stack of lemons here, and there's probably about 2 pounds of lemons here, which of course I'm not going to use all of them in my marmalade either. Probably use about, I don't know, half or something like that at a guess, but can't be that sure of that. And then later on I'm going to make a chicken and curry fried rice, which should be interesting. I had it in Thailand, curry fried rice before, and wonderful, and I thought, well, I might try and recreate that, and of course, you know, have something to take, you know, potluck lunch on Sunday to church. So that should be interesting. But I should really get my chicken on to roast first, and I've got chicken legs. I want them to roast, and I want it just to cool off enough before my later cooking live stream that I can strip the chicken off the chicken legs, because the chicken legs was by far the cheapest way to buy chicken at the moment, and that's about $1.20 a pound, which is really, really cheap. So I've got a couple of pounds of that, so I think I'll get a bone just so I can keep up with the chat here. And because I'm using my main phone to run this live stream from. And then I better get the chicken legs just prepared to roast, and I might as well show that because I won't be showing that in my later live stream, obviously. So I should get that prepared, but I'll go and grab the bone, and then we'll start making our orange and lemon marmalade. And I'll ask everybody, if you haven't already done so, please smash that thumbs up. I certainly need more of those. So yeah, just grab this phone just so that I can keep up with chat, and then I'll get this chicken on. And you know, I start cooking everything up. So I'll just get this chicken on first, and I'll go to salt and pepper it up well. And of course I've got my oven preheating to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and I want it to roast, I don't know, probably a couple of hours at that, until it's sort of pull off the bone tender. So I better get my tray, and we'll get this chicken just seasoned and on. And of course, for anyone who's new to my live streams and new to my channel, or if you've forgotten, please do, you know, check out the links down below in the description. That would be much appreciated as well. And if you haven't already done so, please smash that thumbs up. And I believe that Yogi Hollow Farms, Lisa, will have her live in about 2 hours time, but I'll be finished this one by then. So please do check out Lisa's wonderful live and wonderful channel also. And of course, if I had some mods, I'd get them just to post the link. So just getting this chicken out. And I'll spread it out into the tray and season it really well, and then we'll get that in and just roasting. And of course, I've got a cup of coffee here. I can't sort of do much without my coffee. And especially on a Saturday morning here. And of course, we're looking at 9:37 a.m. here, so definitely coffee time. So I've got a brewed coffee on the go here. And I'll just spread these chicken legs out. I've got a pound of those, 2 pounds of those, so hopefully that's enough. Yes, it will be. Well, actually, I can spread those out a bit more since there's plenty of room here in this tray. I'm now playing around the chicken. I'll just wash off my hands and I'll give them a good season. And of course, lucky I sort of had the tray to put them in so that I don't have to go and wash my chopping board that I'll use later on. Otherwise, you know, handling raw meat, you always seem to have to give everything a real good wash after that. So I'm just giving it a good grind first of some ground black pepper. And I'll give it a shake of some ground white pepper. I like to use both because they both have slightly different flavour profiles. And of course I do like to season these before I roast them, otherwise it can be a bit plain. I think we all know that. Just put those aside for later on and where I can quickly find them, as I won't want them again for this particular live stream. And I have here some cayenne pepper. And of course I'll be using that some more in my curry fried rice. So just a sprinkle of that over these chicken legs. I mean, a bit of spice getting into the chicken will be ideal. And I'll give it a grind of some sea salt. And I like to use sea salt or Himalayan pink salt or something like that. I just prefer it over your table salt which is generally iodized, and I think the natural salt that's not iodized sort of has, I don't know, seems to taste more salty and a better flavour profile, I think. So I'll put those aside for now. I don't need those until I do my later live stream. So got those nicely seasoned, and I'll just put this on to roast for the next hour to 2 hours at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And I want these just to roast until they fall off the bone tender. So I'll just start processing my fruit. Oh, Hope Life Walker, hi there, Hope. And Unpaved Explorer, hi there, John. Yeah, just getting everything prepared to start cooking here. I just got some chicken on because I'll need that for my later live stream. 2 live streams today. Oh, I must be over keen, I think. I'll just get a bowl just to put some trash into. I'm going to get just some peelings off these lemons, or off these oranges, so I'll just give them a bit of a rinse off. Only want off a couple. Just, you know, a little bit of peel in the marmalade or citrus jam, I guess, you know, you could call it. Oh, I just see an alert there. Thank you, Jocelyn, for sharing that out. I really appreciate that. I didn't sort of get around to doing it earlier. A Saturday morning, woke up at about 7:20 a.m., so 2 hours ago. And you all know what I'm like on a weekend. Being a Saturday morning here. I'll just give these a bit of a rinse off, although they're not really that dirty, because I did rinse everything off earlier, but I just thought, oh, I'll give it another rinse off just to be safe and sure and all of that. Got a coffee here, definitely I'm needing that. Roasted chicken for later. Yeah, I'm going to make a fried rice with that, actually. So it should be really good for that. Oh yes, help! Oops, hello. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, touch screens can be interesting. So I just, where did I put my peeler? Here it is. Things get buried. I need a new table and a bigger table, but anyways, it's what I've got. I'm just going to, I find the easiest way is just to get the peel and just to peel some off, because I don't sort of want the thick rind, if you know what I mean, because that makes things fairly bitter. And I won't want a real lot of it, just a bit. Oh, pork steaks for dinner. Wow, that sounds wonderful. Yeah, got to get up shortly and get them going. Yeah, I bet, yes. Well, this peel is not very good, but, you know, it is what it is. And these couple that I've, you know, just peeled on, I'm just going to cut them into half and juice them up. I think that'll be the easiest way to deal with them, and I'll segment sort of the rest of the oranges. And of course the lemons, I'm not going to segment those, I'm just going to get some juice out of those. And I'm probably wanting like a good cup of juice, you know, instead of adding water and, you know, for my jam to boil things down, I'm going to use citrus juice since I've got it. I'll just get a bit more orange rind. I don't know, I've probably got about like quarter a cup of that. That should be enough, I think. Don't want to add too much of it, otherwise it sort of makes things over the top. And I'm just going to slice them up a little bit, you know, just so they're not too big. And hopefully I'm not missing any chats. And of course, if you haven't already done so, please smash the thumbs up, as I certainly need more of those. Always need more of those. I'll just sort of get these and just slice them up a little bit. I don't need these spoons at the moment, so I'll just get them out of the way. Hope I don't get oranges and lemons jumping around here everywhere. This table's pretty unstable, so it sort of happens. You know, otherwise we sort of get a few blooper moments with things jumping off my table, which seems to happen here. I'm just slicing these up just so that we don't get a real big heap of it. Yes, that's true, John. It's always good to make your own jam. Well, you know what's in it. And if I can get some fruit cheap, or if I've got homegrown or something, well, I always will, you know, make my own jam. Oh, that's rather a lot of peel here, but it'll all go in. Because I've just got the rind itself, and I've sort of avoided most of the pith, so it'll be all good. And I know that time when I canned the mandarins, Jocelyn was saying I should make some mandarin jam. Well, I would, but there wasn't any mandarins cheap this time. There was oranges cheap, so I went with navel oranges while they're cheap. And you will have a giggle, Jocelyn, because the country of origin of these oranges, navel oranges, from Florida. So you'll definitely have a giggle at that, Jocelyn, you know, from your home state. I'm not sure where exactly in Florida they grow the oranges. You could tell me that. Maybe they grow it all over the state. But yeah, Florida oranges. I'll just put this into this pan. That's the easiest. Otherwise I'll get lemon and orange rinds jumping around everywhere. And just thinking, what will be the easiest? Do I make a mess with juice going everywhere, or do I just start peeling some oranges first? Thinking what's the easiest? Maybe I'll make a mess with orange juice and stuff going everywhere, and then I can always get rid of that. So basically I'm looking for a good cup to 2 cups of juice, so I'll just start squeezing these down. I could chunk up the oranges and have chunks of oranges in my marmalade, but I'm thinking that might be a bit of a sour hit if you bite into a big piece of that on your toast. So better just to go with the lemon juice, I think. I've got a container here just to put the waste into. Oh, in the kitchen with Karen. Hi there, Karen. Great to see you, and thanks so much for coming by here. I'll put some chicken legs on to roast for a later live stream. Oh, I really appreciate that, Karen, that you'll watch later. Really appreciate that. I got some oranges cheap, so I thought, well, you know, I think they're probably got to be used up really quickly. That's why they're cheap. So I thought if I make some marmalade, they were about 50 cents a pound. Florida navel oranges. So of course, you know, I'll take advantage of those. And I'm just squeezing some orange juice as well as squeezing lemon juice. Just because I took the rind off some of these. Well, I'm going to use lemon juice anyway, not lemon chunks or lemon segments. But because I took the rind off, I find when I do that with oranges, it's just far easier just to juice them, peel them. But I have a stack of others that I'm going to peel up. I'll just clear the top of this juicer here. Otherwise it gets all clogged up, so best to clear the top. And I'm wanting a good cup and a half of juice, you know, just to go in with everything. And the lemons I got from, there was a neighbour, she'd had a heap of lemons, so oh yeah, I'll grab those and soon use some lemons to cook with. Definitely need to get a new table. This one shakes around too much, really. You know, for doing cooking live streams on and recipe videos and the like. But anyways, And I haven't sort of done a recipe video for a while. I've got one waiting in the queue to edit. But I've sort of been doing a lot more outdoor videos, and then you know, do a cooking live stream every so often when I can. I seem to get better views, watch time, and you know, amount of views on a cooking live stream compared to a cooking video, and on my outdoor videos, you know, sunsets, ASMR, outdoor outings, forest trail and all of that, than what I do on cooking videos. So I sort of go where I get the views, I guess. And I see YouTube has offered to at least some of us monetize channels, which is interesting. I don't know if they've offered it to you, Karen. A shopping tab. John, I think your channel is monetized too. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it either, John. For anybody who's got like a merch store of some type. And yeah, it sort of links like your Teespring store. I think it might also link things like Shopify if you want to do Shopify, if you've got a you know, a store on Shopify or that sort of thing. I think that will link also with YouTube. So yeah, that's interesting. So of course, you know, I got that all set up and linked up. You know, since it's offered, hopefully I might sell a bit more merch, which I wouldn't mind at all, of course. These are rather big oranges, so they're not really ideal for this juice, but anyway, so never mind. It's always a bigger chore, the preparation, isn't it, for these things, but anyways. Yeah, definitely they're easier to juice than to try and peel when you're taking the rind off, and even juicy, they're a bit of a chore at times. You know, as the orange wants to break apart where you've stripped the rind off. But never mind, these things are sent to keep things interesting, aren't they? And of course this, when these oranges, it's clogging up pretty quick with pulp, so get rid of the pulp. And I did put some jars on to sterilise earlier in my oven, so they'll be just perfect, and they're cooling down now while I roast up my chicken for a later cook-up. Well, that's a funny looking lemon, but it'll be all perfect for some lemon juice. And of course, fresh lemons like this are just perfect for cooking. So of course, if I can get hold of some, I always sort of take advantage of them. I'll get rid of the pulp. I've probably got about a cup, so I might just juice another lemon or two, and yeah, I should really make some lemon meringue pie or something. Maybe I'll do that next week. I've got to get the ingredients for that. I haven't had lemon meringue pie in years, so certainly would be something yummy to make up sometime. But of course, you know, some marmalade will just perfect on my toast of a morning too. I've got about a cup and a half here of juice, so enough. Yeah, it's reading just on 1.5 cups here, so about 12 fluid ounces, so that should be a heap. I'll just put that into my saucepan, and I'll get rid of this juicer, and I'll start just processing up some oranges. Oh yes, chicken's starting to cook nicely, and it certainly does smell wonderful. I'll just wash my hands as everything's sticky now. Everything's sticky from just cutting up lemons and that, but well, it'll get sticky again, I know. And I'll just peel up some of these oranges. I think I can peel them up without making too much of a mess. I could pull the peels off, but that takes a lot of time. That's certainly a good reason why I prefer mandarins, actually. They're a bit easier just to peel up and deal with, but never mind. And I'm just going to pull this apart into chunks here like this. And grab any orange seeds I see, and I'll just put that into my pan as well. Maybe the chunks are rather big, I should probably cut them up in half, I guess. We don't want such a big chunk, I know, on my morning toast. So I just sort of cut the segments up a little bit, I don't know, into about 1/2-inch slices. I guess things will sort of separate a bit too as they cook. And of course pulling out any big bits of pith or what have you, because that always makes things a bit bitter. I'll shove all that into my saucepan. I think we're going to end up with pound or so of, or a couple of pounds of fruit, I think. It's always a bit of a sticky job this, but anyways, never mind. And who do we have here at the moment? We may have just had John and Jocelyn and Karen. Things might be a bit quiet here, I think, but anyways, cooking live streams are always a bit of an unknown. And there could be a few other lives going on at the same time too, who knows? So I just pull this pithy stalk out. I don't really want that. Oh, this orange is a bit dry. Not a lot of juice in here, but I guess that's probably why they were cheap. They weren't sort of as good as they were originally, so sell them cheap and sell them quick. Well, that's always an advantage for those of us who will can things or make jam or anything like that. We'll certainly use them up. And, you know, take advantage of that. I'm just going to clean this up a bit, get rid of the rest of the pith off of this, and then section him up and get him in the pot as well, and then we'll get things cooking. Have a wipe up here to get rid of all the stickiness. And of course, if you can, there'll be another live stream. When that will be about 1:30 here, so I don't know, you're looking 11:30 p.m. Central Standard Summertime. And of course, Central Summer Standard Time, we're speaking about the US and Canada, of course. So just get rid of this piece here. And we'll process these couple of last oranges down, and then I'll have a wipe up around here and get ready just to boil down the fruit for my jam. Or marmalade. Just pulling that pitty stalk out here. And just segmenting up this orange so that I can cut him down. And I'm sure things will separate up more as I cook. So now I'll just cut these segments up and get ready just to put them into my saucepan, and then we'll get ready to cook. Oh yeah, those oranges are sweet enough, so that's good. I certainly do find the Florida oranges to be superior to the local oranges. So I'll certainly buy them in preference. I don't know, I think they might pick the oranges here too green, I think. Pick them too green and then, you know, force ripen them, and they often seem to be pretty tasteless. I find if somebody's growing some oranges and you get them from their garden, they're far different than the ones you buy. Go bigger. Well, maybe I should work on one orange at a time, because I'm sort of getting my board all full of oranges. But anyways, never mind. Just grab a couple of handfuls and put them in the pan just to make it, in the pot, just to make a bit more room. And of course, if I had a real heap of oranges, I'd be using a far bigger pot, and I would water bath can the jars when I'm done, just to make things keep, you know, a bit longer. But of course this jam will be staying in the refrigerator, so I probably won't need to bother water bathing it, otherwise I would. And you know, certainly if you want to keep things a long time, you know, jams or pickles or chutneys or what have you, or relishes, it's always good just to water bath them or pressure can them or something like that. And then of course, you know, you can keep them out in the shelf and don't have to keep things refrigerated and that sort of thing. And especially for most of my viewers where it's summer at the moment and hot, you certainly want to do that just to make things shelf stable. Whereas, you know, things are pretty cool here at the moment, so it doesn't really matter keeping stuff outside of the refrigerator in the pantry or what have you. I'll just get rid of all of this and wash up the stickiness, because I want this board later anyways. And get a cloth and wipe up here because I'm getting a bit of a sticky mess. Which of course, you know, I'm sure you're all giggling about, because we all know that that happens when you're working with fruit and making jams and jellies and marmalades and all of those sorts of things. Let's have a bit of a wipe here because otherwise I'll get a sticky mess. And I'll get my stove and I'll put that on. Oh, that chicken smells delicious. It's been on about 35 minutes and I can smell it. It's starting to smell wonderful. Oh, I'm going to have to get another cup of coffee too, I think, in a minute. I did make a big pot earlier, so I've just got to heat it up a bit. So we've got about half a saucepan full here. Bring that up to the camera just to show you what we've got. I can't tip it too far or we'll have citrus juice going everywhere. I'm going to have to run all the trash out too. I've got a big bag of trash that I'll have to get rid of. So I'll do that in a minute once this is on. So I'm just going to put it on a fairly high flame at the moment just to get it up to heat. And then I'm going to run out all my trash. A big bag of trash here, so see if I can fit everything in here and oh, I've got a full bag here too, so when I cut down my onions, I'll get rid of the rest of the peels then, but I'll get rid of this bag of trash here. And we'll run that out to the bin, and while everything comes up to a boil, so I'll go and get rid of all this big bag of trash, and you know, I got plenty of trash from cooking yesterday, last night, so all the trash I put in here this morning from cooking, so I'll get rid of that. And it's starting to drip rain out there, so a good day to be inside cooking. Okay, so we got that run out. I washed my hands off and then get another cup of coffee on or warming up. Oh, we've got everything coming up to a pretty rapid boil here, so I'll just reduce the heat to about half. I just want it to simmer for a fair while. Oh, I love the smell of these oranges and lemons cooking down. And I want things just to soften before I add the sugar. So yeah, coffee. I made a big pot earlier. So definitely I'm set for coffee for a while. I've got some real coffee here, which I definitely do prefer that over instant coffee. It's still half hot, so I think if I give it a minute, it should be enough. As I definitely don't want coffee to boil over. Probably will anyways. And I'll have a mess in the microwave to deal with again. Which often does happen. And everybody who's here, please remember just to just check that. I don't want it to boil over. To smash that thumbs up, as I certainly could do with some more of those. Well, that's boiling pretty fiercely. I'll even reduce the heat a bit more. I just want to soften the fruit a bit before I add the sugar. I always find that works a bit better, I think. If the artificial sweetener I had was cheaper, I'd actually make one using that. But you're looking at about $5 to $6 for one of these. Which is equivalent to 2 pounds of sugar, whereas 1 pound of sugar, you're looking at about 60 cents for a pound of sugar. So you know, go with the cheaper. So some of this one is a baking one too. So I certainly could use it for cooking and baking. Whereas some of the others, you know, once you heat them up, they sort of you know, go pretty rank. They're not really made for cooking, just to put into a drink as a sweetener. And of course I'll just get some coffee made. Stir that in and I'll get a bit of milk. And we'll be looking pretty good for our coffee. Oh, I've got sticky fingers again. I'm working with jam and stuff. And fruit juice, you get sticky fingers pretty quick. I used this spoon earlier too, so it's sticky. Well, I put some sweetener on it with my coffee earlier. I just rinse that off and although I probably should have washed it a bit better, it wouldn't have been so sticky. Wash something off that I don't sort of have a sticky mess here with the board and the bowl I was using earlier. And then we'll see who's come on and oh yeah, this is cooking down nicely. I think it might be cooked down enough, so I might even get my sugar in a minute and start boiling down the sugar and thickening things up. Oh yeah, I'm definitely enjoying that coffee. So just getting a cup measure here and I'll measure out some sugar and I'll get that in. I probably, I don't know, I want what about 2 cups of sugar if I can get it? So we've got 1 cup, 3/4. And another 1/4 cup of sugar. Oh, I should have got more sugar, I could have. But anyways, it'll be fine. This means I need to cook things a bit longer just to get them to thicken. And of course, if I was going to make a real low sugar jam or marmalade or what have you, I would have got some pectin. So I'll just stir that in and I'll wait till it comes up to the boil, and we'll cook things down until it starts to thicken nicely. And I should have a cold bowl somewhere just to test it with. I'm going to check if I've got one in the freezer. And if I haven't, I should get one into the freezer for later. It doesn't look like I have. Let's see where my little bowl is. Just to put one in. Probably won't find it now when you want it. Never found. Here's a little shot glass, that'll do the same job. I'll just grab that. I don't know where my little bowl has got to. It's a very tiny plate that I actually use for that job. I've got a shot glass here, that'll do the same job. Put that into the freezer, and of course, you know, when it's nice and cold, if you put hot jam in it, it should sort of set, when it's nice and cold, it should set pretty much instantaneously, and then you know it's sort of done. I might just get a little spoon. I'll just see how sweet that is. I hope it's sweet enough. You know, me being such a sour old bitch, does need to be sweet, but probably shouldn't be over sweet either. Well, that's actually quite good, the sweetness. It's not over sweet, but it's actually, I don't know, medium sweetness. So once things are cooked down a bit, it should be just perfect. Hopefully things will go through my funnel. I should get a jam maker's funnel, really. A canning funnel, but I haven't sort of seen one around. I might have to get onto eBay or Amazon or something just to order one, I think. Just increase the heat a bit and get this up to a boil. As I want to boil this thing down a bit, just so that I've got my jam or marmalade that'll sweeten. And of course, doing this, it should be really, really delicious, and I think, better than what you buy. And of course you do need to sort of stir things pretty constantly when you're making your own jams, just so things don't catch on the bottom. As you know, once it catches on the bottom and if it burns, well, you've ruined your jam. Nothing worse than, you get a burnt taste through something like that, and of course it's totally ruined, and, well, you've wasted time and you've wasted money with, the cost of cooking it and the cost of your fruit and sugar and whatnot. And of course, if you've got homegrown fruit or whatever, well, there's still a cost to growing it, of course. The fertilizer and the time and the care and all of that with your fruit tree. So, nothing sort of comes for free, and you've sort of got to factor in what's your time worth when you're doing these things too. That often, these homemade jams and jellies and whatnot will actually end up costing you more than what the supermarket brands will. But of course it's much more delicious and you know exactly what's in it. So it's far healthier. Chicken's been on an hour. So we might just get that out and have a look and see how that's looking while we're here. I know you'll be interested. And of course there's some chicken juices coming out of that and a little bit of fat, but not a lot of fat. It does want another hour though, and then I'll let it cool down and strip it off the bones. And of course any chicken juices and chicken fat will go back in with the fried rice. So we'll get that back in and cooking down. And of course drippy rain outside, so don't think we'll get down to have a look at the creek. Although I know you all like to see it. And of course, when I was down at the shops yesterday, seeing chicken legs on special and those oranges on special, well, I certainly was thankful to God for that. Some of you might laugh, but if I see something on special or, the way times are nowadays, I always thank God for what I can get and what food I can find, and when I buy food, just, be thankful. Be thankful to the Lord for that, because, as times are getting tougher and tougher, that we're still able to get some food. I think you've sort of got to be thankful for that. As well as I always say grace for myself before I eat as well. Just to be thankful, and of course, making some jams and pickling and preserving, just all, putting some food stores by, and, with tough times ahead, it's always good to have some food on hand like that. So, something that we've all got to think about and remember. What was the saying? God helps those who help themselves, and God help those who are caught helping themselves. So, interesting thought, that one. Let's have a bit of a taste test here. I don't really need to, but I'm just interested just to how sweet it's becoming. Yeah, it's actually quite nice. And another little trick, I'll actually do it too, I'd forgotten. I'll put just like a pinch of salt in. That will bring out the sweetness and just balance the flavours. It doesn't need a lot, you know, just a very quick grind of pure salt. It's an Asian trick, done in Southeast Asia. If you buy fruit juices out on the street or whatever, you know, where they freshly squeeze it, they'll always add just a pinch of salt to it, and that brings out the sweetness as well. Some of you might laugh at that, but just a pinch of salt will bring out sweetness, and I guess you're all familiar with salted caramel. You know, of course, you know, the salt with salted caramel really does bring out the flavours and the sweetness on that. Another taste test of that. And we basically just want things to cook down here. Oh yeah, that's good. So I just want things to cook down here and, you know, be ready just to set. I don't want it to be a real hard set, but, you know, if it's sort of a softer set, you know, that you don't sort of have water going everywhere when you put it on your toast, it'll be just perfect, I think. So, yeah, who do we have here with us? Oh, we've been going an hour and 20 minutes. So we should definitely be finished by the time Lisa wants to start her live with Yogi Hollow Farms. As you know, we'll probably boil things down for another 15 minutes, and then it'll probably be about ready just to put into jars. I should just turn the heat up a bit and get it really boiling, and give it a real good cook down. Just to, you know, make sure the marmalade or the jam is ready. Oh, I better add this to my cooking live streams too later. I do have a playlist of my cooking live streams, so if you're ever interested to check those out, please do so. And of course, much appreciated to everybody who comes back to view my live streams later. I'll get rid of these glasses because there's not a lot of comments coming at the moment. And I guess everybody's probably busy and might end up watching this later. So I'm basically just putting this temperature up a bit. We're just going to cook some of the water and the steam out of this. And of course, you know, that will help thicken things and have your marmalade or your jam to set. And of course, I was taught about jam from a senior lady who had made jam for like, I don't know, like about 60 years or something. I know a lot of people add the sugar in at the start, but she always cooked the fruit down to soften it before she added the sugar. So, and she said, oh, well, the fruit sort of softens better if you do it that way. And so I always sort of done it that way then, because she certainly knew a lot about making jams and jellies and preserves and relishes and pickling and all of that. So I think it was good advice. Just do another taste test too. As some of the moisture comes out of this, it's going to get sweeter too. Yeah, that's coming along pretty good. But of course, when you've got the heat up like this, you never really want to leave jam. You want to be sitting beside it, watching it and stirring it quite often, because you can have a boil over and a catch so quickly, and it can burn on the bottom so quickly, or boil over the top of the pan or something like that. So you really got to watch it, you know, when you're doing it like this. I know some people also have been doing freezer jam, which was very interesting. I know Karen, I've in the kitchen with Karen, tried it, and I know Lisa had tried it of Yogi Hollow Farms. I'd never tried it and I'd never heard of it. I'm going to try it one of these days too. But I guess it probably, if you take it out of the freezer to use it, it's not going to last very long, maybe only a couple of weeks. So whether you'd, if you made a heap and then had to take a heap out of your freezer, if you bottled it up and then maybe water bath canned it or pressure canned it until it was sort of, you know, reached boiling point and boiled long enough in the jars that it would keep longer, I don't know. Because if you can make something that will keep in the pantry without being refrigerated or frozen, that's always an advantage, and especially, you know, if you lose power for a day or something, well, or a couple of days with, you know, some of the storms and that everybody's been having, there's nothing worse than losing a freezer full of food. Plus, that gets rather expensive too, because of all the money that that cost you to fill the freezer. And of course, you know, those of you who might say, oh well, we grew the chicken ourselves, or the beef ourselves, or the vegetables ourselves. You know, there's always the cost of producing it yourself, and that you've got to take into account, and your time with all the preparation and, you know, the feeding of animals and everything, as well as the cost of the food and everything. You've sort of got to take that into account too. So if you've come in, please do say hello and let us know who's here watching, and be much appreciated. We've probably got one or two lurking, because I know, you know, everybody's busy and doing other things and whatnot. So thank you also if you're just lurking, that's appreciated. I know somebody was saying they were lurking, I forget who it was, I should look back in my comments. I said they sort of went off because I said I was getting a bit panicked. But yeah, it wasn't that it was people lurking, it was, there was a few trolls coming at the same time. And yeah, they were being a real nuisance, trolls, and that was on StreamYard, and you know, they'd even put some nasty messages in private chat because I wouldn't sort of let them come up. Because they were people I didn't know. Oh, Laurie's World. Hi there, Laurie. Great to see you. Yeah, I'm cooking down some marmalade. I got a heap of these lemons from a neighbour, and I bought some oranges cheap that had to be used up real quick. Florida oranges, but they must have been nearing the end of their good life. Excuse me. Or this, you know, best before date or sell by date or what have you. Because they were only about 40 cents a pound. Should have bought more of them, but I thought, oh, a couple of pounds is sort of enough that I can process and, you know, make some marmalade out of. But, you know, if there's still some more of that fruit during the week down there, or, you know, bananas are cheap, or mandarins or whatever, I'll be buying more and processing them down and, you know, canning fruits or making jams or jellies or whatever, and water bathing those just so that I keep things a bit longer. I've sort of got the sweetness just right on that. I don't sort of like it over sweet, so I've sort of got the sweetness just right. And of course, if I was going to make a real heap of this and wanted to stay shelf stable for a long time, once I jar it up, I would actually water bath my jars. Which, you know, if I buy a heap of fruit cheap during the week and make a heap of jams and jellies and preserves, I probably will do that and water bath some. You know, when I can get stuff cheap like that, I'm sort of doing that and processing it down and putting it aside because the way everything's costing at the moment, it's, you know, you've sort of got to take advantage of any specials you can find or anything you can grow or anything you get from the neighbours or what have you. I'm just going to see how this marmalade will set. It's probably getting pretty close. I don't want it to be a hard set, just a soft set should be good. Couldn't find my little bowl, so I've got a shot glass here. They'll just put in the freezer. Well, actually, it's getting pretty close. Wow, that's almost set. I might just give it another 5 minutes boiling, and then I'll turn the heat off and we'll jar everything up. So, yeah, I'll give it another 5 minutes and it'll probably be ready just to turn off and jar up. But I had like 2 pounds of fruit, a cup and a half of fruit juice, and I used about 2.5 cups of sugar. And we don't have anything else added to that except for fruit and sugar. Didn't even add any water because I, you know, juiced some lemons up to put in and all of that. And I've put some orange peel in and some lemon peel that I just sort of got just the rind off as well. So it should be, you know, pretty good. And it tastes really nice when I had the taste test. So just brilliant. And I remind everybody, Lisa, I think she should have today, she usually does, in about 30 minutes time, her live. And of course we'll be finished here by then, so I'll be popping in, although I mightn't sort of be doing much there. I'll be resting because I've got another live that I'll do later on today, when I make some chicken curry fried rice, you know, that I had in Thailand before, and I thought, well, I should try and recreate that. So delicious, and since chicken legs were cheap, you know, about $1.30, $1.40 a pound, I bought a couple of pounds of those, and I bought some basmati rice from Aldi, because I thought I'd see and try what Aldi's basmati rice is like. I know the supermarket brands in Coles and Woolies, their basmati rice isn't very nice. I think it's might be local basmati rice. I should have looked at the packet from the one from Aldi, where it come from. If it's from India, it should be good. They grow a lot of rice in this country, but it's not very good rice. I don't think. I don't really like it. You know, the jasmine rice they grow in this country is sort of pretty much up to crap, I thought. But I'll only buy jasmine rice that's grown in Thailand, actually, where you know, the originator of jasmine rice is. You know, if I'm wanting the what's the rice? Arboro rice for risotto. Well, of course, you know, I'll buy Italian for that. I think, you know, the particular styles of rice, you know, whatever you want from the originating country, you know, for that recipe, it's always the best rice, I think. Well, I'd say this will set pretty well. I'll just have a look at my that I'll put aside to set, just to see how it's looking, but I think it. Oh yeah, that's set pretty good. I'll turn this off and let it cool down a little bit, and then we'll jar it up. Because it's looking like it'll it's setting perfectly, so I don't want it to set real hard. You know, I want to be able to spread it on my bread or my toast, so I'll turn it off and let it cool down for a few minutes, and then we'll jar it up. And then I can rest for a while until Lisa's live starts. Lisa of Yogi Hollow Farm. I wish I had some mods here that could post some links, but I know everybody here that's been here in blue are all busy doing something else, so that's not going to happen, I'm afraid. And of course I'll be here in about 3 hours time again. Another live today doing my fried rice. And the chicken was roasting nicely, which, you know, I put that on earlier. I want it to roast and cook enough, you know, that I can pull it off the bones. And you know, then I'll keep the bones. I've got a bag of chicken bones at the moment. The last time I roasted chicken legs. I've got them in the freezer. And so when I've got a good stack of those, I'm going to boil those and make a chicken bone broth that I'll, you know, just use as broth for whether I'm making some pumpkin soup or something like that. So, you know, I've got one bag of chicken bones here, frozen up, that I'll, you know, come off roasted chicken legs. Then I'll boil all those up and make some broth, and it'll be just perfect. You don't have them boiling for a long time. I'll let this cool down a bit more and then I'll get ready to bottle things up, but I'd better go and visit the bathroom while I have a chance, while that thing cools down. Before I do that, I'll just check my chicken to see how that's cooking too. And it's been on for about an hour and 30 minutes, so it's looking like another 30 minutes and it'll probably be done. And, you know, you could fry up the chicken and use it for your fried rice there, but I think it's superior taste if you season it and roast it instead of just frying it off, I think. You know, a bit like using a supermarket rotisserie chicken, you know, like the Costco chicken or something. In your fried rice, it'll be a similar flavour. So I'll just give that chicken a bit of a turn and let that cook another 30 minutes and I'll go and visit the bathroom. And then when we come back, we'll be ready just to jar my marmalade. So I'll get this stove aside and we'll just get ready just to bottle things up, jar things up. Oh, cooking on the farm. Hi there, great to see you. And thanks so much for coming by. Making some marmalade at the moment. And using orange and lemon. So just getting my funnel. I'll get a chopstick because things always seem to clog up in my funnel. I need to get a proper canning funnel. And I'll just get my jars, which I heated up and sterilised in the oven earlier. And of course my lids that I'd boiled. And yeah, we'll jar this up and hopefully without making too much of a sticky mess. Fingers crossed on that, we don't make too much of a sticky mess. And of course I remind everybody of Lisa's live in about 15 minutes time. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, really great to see you too. So we'll just see if we can sort of get this in here without making too much of a mess. Maybe I should get a ladle, I think. The pan full of jam is always a bit heavy, so maybe best if I get a ladle just to make it a bit easier to handle. And of course a big thank you for everybody who's come in here. I really appreciate you. And I've got some chicken legs on roasting. Later I'll be doing a live stream of some fried rice. Oh yeah, that's pouring through. I might have to poke it through a little bit with my chopstick, but you know, that doesn't matter. Yeah, things are clogging up here a bit. I don't want to overfill my jars. So, you know, just poke it through here. And of course, if I was going to keep this a long time, I would actually water bath this, but I will keep it in the refrigerator. So, oh. Make a mess here like that either. But, you know, making jams and jellies and that, you always get a sticky mess anyways afterwards. And of course, It's a beautiful jar of marmalade here, which of course I'm going to share this with my pastor at church on Sunday. So a little jar for my pastor and his family, of course. And of course, if I was going to water bath this and keep it a long time. Oh yes, thank you, Kelly. Yeah, yeah. Once I'm off of here and finished with my live, I'll check my Instagram. Yeah, I made a marmalade. Thank you, Kelly. You know, an orange and lemon marmalade is absolutely wonderful. I'll just sit this on the table and I'll wipe the table off later. Because we always get a sticky mess anyways when we're playing around making jams and marmalades and the like. Oh, I'm not going to need the other jar, I don't think. I'm just going to have some left over that I'll put into a bowl and we can have a taste test. Oh, I just want a little bit more. But that'll be enough, and I'll have to, with that one, I've sort of got some jam up the neck of the jar. I'll have to get some vinegar and a paper towel and wipe that off. Yeah, definitely, yeah, I think I've not got enough to fill the other jar, but that's all good. I'll put this one aside for another day when I'm making some jams and jellies and whatnot. I'll go and find my paper towel. Since I made a bit of a sticky mess there on the top of my jar, I'd better get some vinegar and just wipe that off, just so that it'll seal up. So yeah, got some vinegar here. Double strength white vinegar, 8%. And, you know, just to clean things up, just so things will seal. I didn't sort of spill any on the other one, so it was all good there. The small jar, but the big jar I did spill something on, so I will wipe things off here and get rid of the sticky mess. Oh, yeah, Kelly, just do it. I mean, you know, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but, oh, dry can, yeah, I'd be careful with dry canning. I have heard of oven canning, but I'd be careful with dry canning or oven canning. I have heard that oftentimes, you know, the temperatures don't sort of carry correctly into the jars or what have you. So, you know, water bathing or pressure canning is sort of a lot better, I think. But, you know, I'd be careful with dry canning and, of course, make sure, you know, you can sort of get hold of the guidelines for whatever you're canning with that. I'd love a pressure canner. That's one thing I'd really love to get. You can't sort of buy them here. You've got to get them off eBay or Amazon and the like. And of course they're all imported. And the cost of postage can often be as much as the pressure canning kit, or even more than the pressure canning kit. So this one, if I was going to keep it a long time, I'm actually going to put it in my refrigerator and use it up pretty quickly. But if I had a heap of fruit, which I probably will be doing more during the week, I'll probably end up water bath canning that. So a lovely jar of marmalade here. And of course I do have some left over, so I'm going to pour some out. What's left in the pan, I'm going to use up most of that pretty quickly over the next day or two. We'll do a taste test. And then we'll shut things off and call it a day, and you know, hope to see you all a bit later in Lisa's live. Oh yes, I bet Mimo would love it. Yeah, this is one in it. Because it's homemade, so I know exactly what's in it. And it's only, you know, citrus fruit and sugar. So, you know, it's not full of preservatives and goodness knows what. We're going to have a sticky mess here to clean up later, but never mind. And yeah, this that I'm putting in this cup, I'm going to use up pretty quickly in the next day or two on my breakfast jam, breakfast toast and whatnot. So I think we should have a taste test. I'll get a cloth and I'll wipe this table off because we're getting a sticky mess here again. And of course a heap of dishes to do pretty soon after this live, otherwise we get a real sticky mess. Always seems to be when you're making jams and jellies and the like, you get a sticky mess. And yeah, quick wipe up here, but we're going to wipe up again after before I do my fried rice live in you know, 2.5 hours time or something. So I will be back today in a couple of hours time, 2.5 hours time, after Lisa's finished her live. Just getting everything aside here. We're going to make a taste test here. I mean, everybody likes to see the results, so I think we've got to have a taste test. And then we'll call it a day, and you know, get ready for Lisa's live on Yogi Hollow Farm. So of course, if you go over to Lisa's live Yogi Hollow Farm, please tell Lisa that Ariella sent you. That would be much appreciated. So I've got here a bread roll. I'll stick that up and put some butter on, and we'll have a taste test. And of course, if you haven't already, please smash the thumbs up. As I could certainly do with more of those, and we all need more of those. So I'll get some butter onto this bread, and yeah, fresh bread and marmalade is my lunch for today. And this is butter, of course. I don't eat marmalade. Not marmalade, margarine, I should say. Arielle Bleu. I don't like margarine very much. I don't know if I can hold this up and show you. And of course, as this cools down, it will set a lot more. Still warm. They warm marmalade, warm from the pot like that. It should be absolutely wonderful. And the rest of this I'm going to have for breakfast tomorrow on my toast. Oh, it certainly looks wonderful. I'll just show you that up close, and then I'll have a taste test, and I'll show you the chicken I'm roasting for my fried rice later, and then we'll call it a day. So yeah, this is looking wonderful, so I've got to have a taste test of that. Oh wow, yes, that's wonderful. You know, you could add more sugar and have it sweeter, but it's sort of the level I like, so yeah, absolutely delicious. And of course, I always think your homemade jellies and jams and preserves and marmalades and all that is far better than anything you buy. Oh, that's wonderful. So I'll just show you my chicken, and then we'll cut it off, and I'll be back in 2.5 hours time. And I'll probably see a few of you over on Lisa's live. I'll be in the chat room there. Chicken legs just want a bit more until they're fall apart tender, and then I'll let them cool down. And they've been on about an hour and 50 minutes. And I just had them at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I might give them, you know, another 30 minutes or 20 minutes, make it, you know, 2.5 hours. And let them cool down, and, you know, so that I can shred them and that. And of course I cooked up a big lot of basmati rice yesterday, 2.5 pounds of that, because of course I'll be taking some lunch to potluck tomorrow for church, so making a big heap of that later. Well, we'll cut it off here and call it a day. If you haven't already, please smash the thumbs up. Also, if you don't know about the links down below, please have a look at those. Much appreciated. Any donations or you know, anybody who buys my merch. And of course, the merch is actually coming up now on the shopping tab on my channel, which means it's direct to Teespring if you just click on that. So yeah, thank you for everybody who's watched here. God bless you all, and we'll cut it off here, and might see a few of you over on Lisa's Live Yogi Hollow Farm. So take care. God bless. I'll be back in about 2.5 hours time. And until then, until next time, bye bye.